Welcome back, everybody, to episode 4 of Around the Horn. I'm glad that you're back. Hope you enjoyed the first 3 episodes we've had. Got another exciting one today, another one that deals a little bit with the well, we think about coaching, but we never know where it's going to head to. You know, last week we met with Coach Langley. It was great. She and I ended up talking about donuts and everything else, and who knows where today is going to take us. But I'm excited, very excited today to have 2 of the finest coaches in Georgia, not only here at Lambert High School, but also in the state. And they're both in 2 different sports. One that is in the big time part of the season right now, and one that's just getting kicked off. I'm very blessed to have Coach Scott Bracco, our head basketball coach here, who I've known many years, and our head baseball coach, Coach Rick Howard, who is a monumental person here at Lambert High School and his history out in Gwinnett County, out of Brookwood High School prior to coming here. But before I get to them, the reason why I really brought these guys on is because they have so much in common. The main thing is that they both have wives that are brighter than them, more personable than him, and also better looking than them. But so I had to kind of bring them both on today. But other than that, they also are pretty darn good coaches. Gentlemen, welcome to Around the Horn with CB.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
It is a pleasure to have you. And right away, last week we were talking, I got into a little discussion about donuts and snack food. Gentlemen, as coaches, we tend not to eat too well. So let's talk a little bit about as a coach, you're on the run. What is your snack food of choice?
Oatmeal pies.
So, Coach, I've seen boxes of oatmeal pies in your office, not to give anything away, Coach Howard, but I opened up a refrigerator and they almost fell and broke my toe. There were so many oatmeal pies.
There would have been more, but Coach Bracco steals those.
So Coach, you're an oatmeal pie guy as well?
Only when he's not here.
Well.
Had the day off yesterday, so we were able to have a handful of them.
So share and share
Great.
alike.
Absolutely.
Apparently so. Yeah.
Right.
Apparently I don't hide as well as I thought I did.
All right, well, we'll keep
You
that in
gotta
mind.
lock them up.
I do love some Little Debbie. There's no good.
Apparently
Yodels.
everybody does.
Yodels.
I'm a PB&J guy.
Real now, do
Yeah.
you get the frozen ones that you just
Frozen.
heat up, or do you make your
Frozen.
own?
Frozen.
Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Whatever
smooth.
comes in the package.
Smooth.
Yeah, I'm a smooth guy.
Strawberry.
As well.
Strawberry.
Strawberry jelly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm strawberry over grape.
Let it
So-
sit
Yeah,
out for about 5 hours.
Ooh, okay. All right,
Melt
Coach,
your
we're
mouth.
already
Melt
learning so
your-
much.
melt your mouth.
We can
Every
turn
day.
this, Coach. We can turn
Every
this
day.
off right now. We just learned so much
I'm like
about
a
you.
10-year-old kid.
So, Coach Brack, I'm going to start with you because you are in mid-season right now. I mean, this is crunch time. We've got actually tomorrow night's go time. We have the region playoff starting here, and tell us a little about how you. We don't want to give away any secrets because in case you haven't listened to Around the Horn, we always want to say that throngs of people recognize that throngs listen to the show. I mean, countless. So we don't want to give away any trade secrets from either one of you guys with your seasons winding down or starting up. So I'm not looking for secrets, but coaches, you get ready for region play offs and a state run. What's your mindset?
The mindset is just to make sure the guys are fresh. We've got fresh legs right now, and that's what we've done in the past couple of weeks. And we do a lot of shooting.
Which in basketball is important.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a basketball guy, but I think shooting would be important as well as free throw making seems to be important to me.
Yeah. You gotta make your free throws.
Got to make your free throws,
Gotta make
right?
your free throws, but our mindset is just to have fresh legs, fresh mind, and just be the most prepared team in the playoffs.
I like that. And you guys, both you guys may agree with me on this, but I think when it comes to Coach, you do a great job. Of course, when you have a clock, you can run guys in and out. I know baseball, Coach Howard, it's definitely tougher with substitution rules. But I think we would all agree that in basketball, parents want the best 4 players to play in their son. In baseball, be the best 8 players in their son. Could you concur on that, or maybe I'm off, Coach Howard?
Coach Bass said that, right? I mean,
I did, absolutely. That's right. But I mean, no, but I can't blame him. I mean, my dog. Look,
yeah, as a parent, every parent wants their kids to be out there and playing. There's no question about it.
There's no doubt.
Included, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter, she used to play soccer. She was a flower picker. I mean, the games were going on. I got my oldest one, Caitlin, and she was actually on Around the Horn for those of you that listened for episode 1. Love her. She's great. She's in drama, but she was a flower picker. But even though she was a flower picker during the game, you still want you got to get her out there. You got to get her out there, right or wrong.
Got to play.
So, fellas, I'm going to jump in right. What is? Tell me about a story if you back your mind. Do you have a time that was something that was just unexpected that happened when you were coaching in a ball game that was ended up being kind of maybe unexpected, either a victory or something comical or something you just weren't expecting to happen, and something just stepped up and just kind of bitched and you didn't know, for better or for worse? You guys have a story that you can share with us? I'm going to tell you one while you guys are thinking. I was blessed to be involved in a variety of state championships. And the first one, we went up to baseball and boardwalk with one of my teams, and we got up there for the state semifinals, go all the way up to Orlando, and we're all excited. We're getting ready to go play the ball game. We're leaving the hotel, getting on the bus, and I'm saying back then everyone did not have their own helmet. So I'm like, all right, guys, where's the bag of helmets? And I get 23 guys staring at each other like, Coach, we do not have the helmets. They're back in South Florida, back in Miramar, Florida. So we proceed to go to baseball boardwalk, this prestigious moment. We're in the state semifinals against Gonzales Tate, a big-time powerhouse out of northern Florida. And I have to walk down, and Miami Westminster, who is green, is playing ahead of us. We were red, white, and blue, and I had to beg Coach Rich Hoffman, who is kind of the Mecca coach of South Florida at the time, for us to use Westminster's helmets for the state semifinals. And a bunch of idiots, we actually wore green helmets, but somehow we got the victory in extra innings. So maybe it was those green helmets that did it for my Miramar Patriots. I don't know. But is there anything you can think about that little unexpected occurrence happened for you when you were coaching?
Well, I've got two stories.
Okay.
Hopefully we have enough time.
We always have time.
Rick, when he tells the stories, we're here all day.
Yeah,
but anyways, two stories. This past, we'll do this year. I've had a lot of great teams, a lot of fun coaching these guys. But this past season, we were down at in a holiday tournament down in Choctaw, Florida, in Fort Walton.
Is there really such a place, Coach?
Choctaw High School.
Okay, there is a place.
Okay.
All right.
And they were hosting the tournament. All right, this is round one, game one, and I looked at the brackets wrong. Okay, no lie. So as we're about to warm up, we're in white uniforms. Well, we were supposed to wear dark. So we're about to take the floor, and my assistant coach Wade just says, "Coach, we're wearing white. I mean, we're wearing dark." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me." We sent Doug Friedlander, assistant coach, back to the hotel, okay, to get our uniforms. We're warming up in our white uniforms. And now this is a tournament. If it was a regular season game, I think technicals would have been thrown out all over the place. But they were nice to us and put an extra 25 minutes on the clock, and we came out and just waxed this team. So if I was a coach on the other side, I probably would have been a little upset.
A little bit upset about that, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's one story.
All right.
And can I go to the next?
Of course.
That was
It's your world.
now. Yeah, it is.
It is your season. I mean, we're in basketball season right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of upset that we've got a little two-man talk.
Yeah, no. Well, we had to
It's
bring.
not baseball season.
This is
yet.
for
It's
him this
January.
year. This really is
It's January.
unbelievable.
Really got to call Georgia High School about this. But anyways, this year we're playing Milton at home.
Oh, Milton High School,
Okay,
very good
great game.
program. Yeah.
We were down early, had a great comeback in the second half, and I normally don't call timeout. Down, 10 seconds to go, we're making plays. We trained that in practice, but I called timeout with 15 seconds. Okay, and this may take you to another story here, but call timeout. I draw up a play for the guys, and Mitch Ganote, this is a Hoosiers moment. Mitch Ganote said, "No, Coach, no, let's do something else." I said, "Okay." I was trying to get the ball to a different player, and he said, "I'll make it. I will make it."
Awesome.
He said that. And so I'm like, "Okay, all right, you'll make it. What do you guys think?" I asked the other guys. "He'll make it, Coach."
Wow.
So if you've ever seen the movie, it's almost like coming straight out of Hoosiers. So we draw this play, and it actually worked.
So he makes it.
Mitch hits the game-tying shot to send us to overtime, and we end up winning the game. So I look back, and that's one story, one game, one moment I'll never forget because it was straight out of Hoosiers, which is my favorite movie.
And speaking of Hoosiers, I'm going to Coach
Sorry
Howard
about
to say.
that, Coach.
No, it's
So
okay.
can he speak?
Of course.
No,
but
okay,
speaking of Hoosiers, though, Hoosiers to me, people who know my rating system, is a 5 on the Bass scale. That is my favorite sports movie. So before we get to Coach Howard, favorite sports movie. What is your greatest sports movie? Doesn't have to be baseball, but it can be.
But it is. Field of Dreams is Bull Durham. Those two are the best.
Right up there.
Yeah,
right up there. And
but Hoosiers is also.
Hoosiers, and that's would be your favorite too as well.
That's right.
Now, do you before every game say "I love you guys" as Gene Hackman said to his players?
I do.
Excellent. Okay.
I need to.
I loved it. Coach, tell us a memory you might have.
You know, it's funny when you get on the spot. I'm sure I have multiple of stupid things that I've done on the field.
How about we flip this? Tell me about one of a great, tremendous, special moment for you on the baseball field. Something that really sticks out for you.
But I had a story.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. I mean, I was just explaining.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Coach.
But this has to do with a friend of mine.
Okay.
So we're coaching in my previous school, and this guy's really young on staff, and we're driving to Clark Central, a big powerhouse back in those days, football game. And this guy was an assistant. He did the younger kids, but he was on staff. So much younger than a lot of the other coaches. Anyway, so he always went with the equipment truck, and he always got stuck in the middle. So as they're riding on there, it hits him that he needs to go to the bathroom. But the two elderly gentlemen on that, they wouldn't let him go. They decided they weren't going to stop. So they get all the way to Clark Central, and he's got to go. Pull down onto the track, they never stopped. So, I mean, he's just like dying. As soon as he opens the door, Coach, he hides behind the door and begins to
use the restroom. It's
use the
children's
restroom.
show. Children's show.
Goes to
Children's
the
show.
restroom.
Yeah.
So he doesn't think anyone else is around. This is probably 4:30. Game's at 7:30. No big deal. So they finish up later on, and they're walking up after the walkthrough down on the field, and they're walking up, and all of a sudden you hear this ruckus going on. And the Clark Central group just starts raising Cain and pointing fingers at this coach, going, there he is, he's the one that beat on the track. It was
Coach, he went right on the track.
On the track he went.
I thought this was about him and not making fun of one of his.
To be
coaches.
honest, to be honest with you, Coach, something tells me it really could have been Rick Howard.
No.
This was Rick Howard.
This is a really
This
good
is
friend
one of those
of mine.
things
He needed
where
to talk to his wife.
this is one of those where it's the old
Unbelievable.
where it's the old friend of mine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He was a dear friend.
Oh, yeah,
He was a
bet he
dear
was.
friend.
Coach Bracco, give us a little
Unbelievable.
background to
Bus driver.
your history in basketball. Tell us about your history. Where you came up, where you played. Some couple. We don't need to pat ourselves too much on the back, but we all are
Hey,
great coach. Three great coaches. I'm
Here's
throwing
the
myself
thing.
right in the mix there.
Here's the thing. Before we get into that, if you don't pat yourself on the back, who's going to do
We
it?
will.
That's true.
So I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Tell us a
here.
little bit about
No,
your
I'm
history.
not. I played in high school. I played at McIntosh High School.
Okay.
I was able to move on to play in college, and after that, I started at a small school out in the West Georgia area. Then was lucky enough to get a college assistant job at Georgia Southern, which I think helped me move to all the great places that I've been able to coach, which led me to Lambert.
And Coach, so we go back a ways, okay?
Yeah.
So first of all, before we get to how we know each other, let's talk about McIntosh High School because something big just happened this year for you at McIntosh High School. What was that? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I was inducted into the McIntosh Hall of Fame.
For
which is a great
janitorial work
Yes,
or
yes. For basketball.
Oh, for basketball.
For coaching.
For coaching,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You were so all kidding aside, congrats.
Thank you.
Hall of Fame, tremendous. And we got a phone ringing here. Coach, what about let's talk a little bit about Dunwoody High School. I know you're from Dunwoody
Yeah.
High School. Tell us a little bit about your background there.
It's great times. I think we spent 9 years
We did.
together there. Had great players. I had a lot of great players there, and I think that group, those teams at Dunwoody actually put me on the map. So all the success that I've had as a coach and the accolades that I've received from Dunwoody and McIntosh and is mainly from those guys and all the guys that came after the Dunwoody days. But those days were great. We had a lot of great
State championships there,
state
right?
championships there. Played for a number of Final Four opportunities, and just was able to work with a lot of great teachers and friends and players.
And Coach Howard, I know we talk about friends and players and working with people. You, not only here at Lambert High School, but in your coaching career, tell me a little bit about your background, your history, and some of the people, young people you've had a chance to work with to get you where you are today.
Well, first of all, I'm not as old as Bracco, so I don't have the numbers.
Well, you don't look as old as Bracco does.
No.
Or as good.
Or as good, yeah. You're good.
I'm very fortunate to be around, all kinds of great guys. Obviously at Brookwood, Coach Hunter was a big influence on me. Tom Jones is a big influence. Doug Jones is a big influence. A lot of great guys throughout Georgia football and Georgia baseball. So all of those guys. And I was very fortunate to play with or have some great guys that played for us that are, as you have. I coached with Tom Bass at Lambert.
But it's
better than that?
It's Coach.
Does it get better?
You're around the horn right now,
exactly.
Coach.
Of course, we are number 4.
You are number 4. Yeah.
I understand 1 was family, but
Well,
how we got pushed to 4, I don't know.
Well, yeah, we had to move you back a little bit. But Coach, you're at Brookwood. Y'all won the state championship. There was a player that played for you there that some people may know about. Tell us a little bit about that run when y'all won state championship there.
Lucas Sims was the year we were runner-up.
Runner-up, okay. And he's a pitcher.
He's a pitcher for the Reds. He was drafted by the Braves, first-round pick in 12, and just got traded last year to the Braves. We still have we got another player's in AAA with the Giants. Another one's AAA with the Cubs, and then another major league player, Cedric Mullins, that got pulled up last year.
That's something.
So pretty cool stuff.
That is very cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of joked a little bit about some funny moments, but what is something in your mind's eye? I know we've been through a lot. What is a great moment that you can think back to? It doesn't have to be a state championship, although we've all been blessed to be a part of that. Just a great baseball, basketball moment that you just kind of think back and just kind of shake your head and just kind of smile thinking about that. It could be a championship game or just a game in general. Does anything come to mind, fellas?
I think I'm with you. I think, 08 when we won it was great. But, I also think back on 12, it was, we went to Cary that year. We played awful in Cary. We were up and down all year. We finished second in the region. But then we fight our way through, and we end up playing for the state champ. We lose it, but we end up playing for it. And so that was, that was pretty cool. I think you sometimes just your milestones that you have in your career. You think about the team. We had some teams that were awesome, and we were 15-15.
Right.
And they were phenomenal. Our ability was where it was, but they played their tails off.
And it's always great kids.
It is.
Always great kids.
When you see the kids later on, I think that's probably the greatest thing in coaching is the relationship stuff. They're not all players in minor league ball or whatever, but phenomenal people and have families and all that stuff. My last 2 years, I've had a former player bring their son to my baseball camp, and that's probably one of the highlights, I think, for me, having that.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coach Bracco?
Same with me. I think that you look back and the state championships are great. They are. It is hard to it's hard to win a state championship. You can be the best team in the state and not make it. I think it was hard to win back to back. I think that was a hard year. But I now that it's been 10 to 12 years later, sometimes it's hard to remember some of those games that we had back then. But I think recently I think it's more rewarding to as a coach to do what I'm doing right now at Lambert. I think that every time we knock off a state-powered team, no one believes we can do it.
Right.
And I take that, that's I think that's more rewarding than winning a state championship. I think if we can just keep grinding and doing and winning here and keep moving forward, I think those are the memories that I would definitely take with me.
So you guys, so tell me, guys, and try and put your finger on what then is. And we've had, like you said, kids are great. No matter whether you're 15-15 coach, like you said, or 34-4. What is the secret sauce to really kind of getting through to kids? And when you start your season, what is your goal? What do you? We know we all want to win, and we don't. I always just say to my teams, we don't practice 6 days a week to lose. I mean, we're not in this to lose, okay? But it's not win at all costs. What is the secret sauce? What is most important to you, and what do you go into a season looking to achieve as far as your team and your kids are concerned?
I mean, for me, I think it's always chemistry. And we try to do little things that create a little bit of chemistry. Unfortunately, it's not, you don't have control over everything part of it. But I think chemistry is a big, I mean, when you think about the different teams, the 15-15 or the 30, whatever, you can probably attribute, you can say ability is what it is, but it's a chemistry that 15-15 was successful. Our ability wasn't there, but our chemistry was phenomenal and beat some teams we probably shouldn't have beaten,
right.
And that got us to 15-15. Or, I mean, even the years that we were very successful, I mean, I think chemistry is what it's about. It's about how well the kids pull together, play together, and kind of buy in.
I definitely agree with Coach Howard, but I would say for us, whenever we have our standards meeting at the beginning, we talk about we can't guarantee a victory. We can't guarantee what the record's going to be. We can only prepare for that.
Right.
So we kind of hang our hat on the preparation side, and hopefully that helps us out along the way. But it also helps our guys out 5-10 years down the road, where they see how we prepare for each game. That's how they need to prepare for each day in life.
Well, I tell you, and I couldn't agree with you more. And kind of in reference to what you guys were talking about, special moments, I just want to share. Like this past weekend, I was blessed to be invited to one of the inductees into the Dunwoody Hall of Fame, Chris Epps, who played for me our year in 2027 where we won the state championship. Chris was just an integral part of that. He was really the main cog in the machine. He was 15-0 for us on the mound, but he was inducted this weekend. And what I told everybody during my speech to them, and I think you guys would probably agree with this, is by being coaches and players, we reward ourselves with this eternal bottle of happiness. And no matter how horrible your day is at your job, or you're having trouble at home, or finances, or whatever, you can go aside, you can unscrew that cap, and you can take a sip, and it doesn't matter. You can sit back and a smile be on your face because you have captured that memory of winning a state championship, knowing that you have players that are playing in the major leagues, knowing that you've gotten to know so many kids and families, and you got to be there to speak on behalf of a person who was inducted, who played for you into a Hall of Fame. And I just think that bottle of happiness is kind of what keeps us going, because every year we coach, we fill that bottle more, and we can sip it forever.
I agree.
I mean,
agree.
If you take a few seconds to think about it, you'd probably just sit here and just sit there, smile, and say, yeah, it was something special. And the last thing I'll tell you is this, guys. I think about you too, and I think about coaching, and one of the biggest moments that really put things into perspective to me every year, and I'm sure, Coach, with basketball they have this, but in baseball there's a national convention, which, Coach Howard, you just came back from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
But there's also a state convention. I'll never forget this. This is probably about 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 years ago plus. The way they do it is they have the convention on a weekend, and it's always during playoff football season. So by Saturday, the last speaker, by about the 5 o'clock hour, guys have been there all day, in the trenches, taking notes, trying to get better, chit-chatting, whatever. But by 5 o'clock, that last speaker, they're about ready to get out of there. They want to go get showered up, go out to eat, watch some football, whatever it might be. Well, I'm of the belief, and I know you guys are as well, that, we always have to get better as coaches. As soon as you believe that you're the guy, then you're not the guy anymore.
Exactly right.
And I will never forget this, and this is the truth. It was at the state convention downtown Atlanta. And I was there for the last speaker. I stayed, and that convention hall was pretty much cleared out. And I was probably sitting in about the 4th or 5th row, and there was probably only about a dozen coaches in front of me. And I sat there, taking my notes, as I always do, just trying to get one drill, one tidbit, one saying, one piece that can make me better with my kids this year. And I started thinking to myself, why am I not with everybody else up there getting showered up to go watch some football? And then I took a minute and I sat there and I said, who am I with? And I started monitoring all 12 of the guys that sat in front of me. And I realized why I did what I did, because every guy in front of me, to a man, had won a state championship. Yeah. And I said, this is what the best coaches do. The best coaches stay for that final clinic session at 5 o'clock on Saturday instead of going to watch football. Agree?
I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
Well, I want you to know, you guys are that kind of a coach. You guys are both the kind of coaches that I would sit there and look at and say, you're state champions, you're great men, you represent everything there is great about coaching, and you would certainly be there on that day. And gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for being with me today. I mean, it was great to have you. And Coach Bracco, we've got region playoffs this week, and state begins next week. Are we ready?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're
We
excited.
better be ready.
We better be ready for that. And then, Coach, you've got the halls just beginning for you,
Yes,
man.
it is, baby.
You guys are get kicked off this week.
This week with our scrimmage game.
Scrimmage game.
Next week's full board.
Well, hopefully it's on Thursday.
Yes, we have a basketball game
Thanks.
on. We're hoping we got a basketball.
What a great
game.
friend.
That is great.
What
for
a
you.
great friend. He schedules his scrimmage game on a night we're
Originally, it
going
was
to play
scheduled
basketball.
on Saturday.
That's
I
great.
moved it to Friday, not knowing that was a tournament.
He'll move
Friends
it
for
you.
life.
Now I'm moving again.
He'll move it for you.
Scott's Bracco's world.
All right, we're gonna have a little fun. Last thing, I'm gonna give you some 6 quick questions. Coach Bracco, you're going to the electric chair. What is your electric chair meal? You get one meal. What is it?
Steak and mashed potatoes.
How do you like your steak?
Medium rare.
Oh, me too. I don't like well done food.
Good, thank you.
Okay, and I don't like baked potatoes. They're too dry. So I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Okay, good. Coach Howard, you're down in Panama City. They hand you the mic. They say, Howard, sing it, baby. What is your karaoke song?
Oh, my karaoke song.
While you're thinking, might be my listeners, the throngs of listeners that are out there.
Yes,
they know that mine is TNT by AC/DC. That is
like
my
it.
karaoke song. But Coach, do you have a karaoke song? If we put you on the spot.
Probably Thriller. Michael
Thriller,
Jackson.
nice.
Do you do the Thriller dance?
Oh,
Can
yes.
you do it?
On occasion, I used to do it. It's not something that I do. I mean, it's got to be a special viewing. No one just gets to see that.
Unfortunately, this isn't video. I'd have
Hey,
you.
I was at that concert in 9th grade.
Really? You saw
Yeah.
it? Did you do the dance?
I did.
I was in the 4th grade on that.
Yeah.
Coach Bracco, if you could teleport, what's your teleport travel site? Where are you going? Where do you want to go?
But I'm going to the beach somewhere.
Just somewhere to get some rays. You're a
that's right.
beach guy.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Other than your family members, Coach, Castaway, instead of Wilson, the volleyball, who's your Wilson? Family show.
Always a family show. That's a great question. Let's see. So, probably. I mean, I'm having a tough time. I mean, it's. The first one that comes to mind is Tom Bass, and then Bracco obviously would be right there with me.
That's what I would expect your answer to be. So we're going to close it out by saying, gentlemen, when your seasons are over,
Yes.
we're going to pack it up. We're going to find a nice island for Bracco where it's sunny. We're going to cook you up a steak. We're going to bring us with you because we're your Wilson.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to bring along a little TV. And we're going to watch some Hoosiers, some Field of Dreams,
Yes.
and just have some great memories about what we've done with coaching.
I love it.
Boys, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for being here around the horn with CB, and we will see you soon for episode 5.